Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. With family, faith, and freedom. This is a Special Curtis Report. Special Curtis Report. Truth that affects you right now.
Thanks for tuning into the Curtis Report. Appreciate you being here. John Wiley Price. How does this man continue to get elected time and time again? Again, he is under 109 page, this is pages, not number of indictments, 109 page federal indictment. Yet, he recently won election here in the 2016 general election. Beat out Mr. Caraway in the primaries. Someone who I respect, Mr. Caraway, former Mayor Pro Tem Caraway. You know, he and I have our differences, as I said before, but I respect him. He and I have talked on more than one occasion. Respect him, and I'm glad he ran against John Wiley Price. I think that woke up a few people. But he's under 109 page federal indictment, continued to be reelected time and time again. I get this question when I go speak at different groups, whether it's a Tea Party groups or a Rotary Club or whatever it is that I just happen to be speaking to folks. I get this deal again. Why is it that he continues to be reelected time and time again? And I'll tell you here's the reason why. Two reasons. Go back to these two reasons. Number one, in the black community. This is the black community. Number one is there's no desire on the part of the black people in the black community to have intellectual leadership. There's only a desire in the black community, and this is a rash generalization of black community. It's not everybody. But it's only a desire in the black community to get free stuff and to be led. And number two, black people have been socially conditioned to accept low expectations. Those two things. Those are the two reasons that, and how John Wiley Price continues to manipulate that situation, is why he continues to be reelected. That is socially conditioned low expectations. You know, there is literally no expectation on the part of the black community in Oak Cliff. There is literally no expectation on the part of the black community in Oak Cliff to clean up that sidewalk across the street. There's no expectation the city will come do that. There is literally no expectation on the part of the black community that the city is going to tear down that crack house. Socially conditioned to accept low expectations. There's literally no expectation on the part of black people in the black community that their black leadership will get the prostitutes off the corner. There's literally no expectation in the black community that their leadership will push for and fund better schools. How about this? Give your child an equal opportunity for education by giving your child a voucher. The hell with public schools. Give my child an opportunity, the hell with failing public schools. Give my child an opportunity to succeed by giving me a voucher to send my child to any school I want, public or private. That's affording me an opportunity. But when I have been socially conditioned to accept low expectations by our leadership, I wouldn't accept that. That's not something that's part of my reasoning. I have been socially conditioned, in essence, to accept failure. Much of that thanks to John Wiley Price. You know something which is really interesting with John Wiley Price, and I did a whole show on this thing one time, and it's really interesting. You know, John Wiley Price is his own worst enemy. You know, his pridefulness, his conceit, his martyrdom. He is his own worst enemy. And that's why I continue to put that out there to John Wiley Price, because I know he listens to me. I know I've been told I'm on his radar, and he's, he's far from being a fan, but I know he listens to me. I know John Wiley. Like I say, he's been at my different social events that I've invited him to. He's been there over the years. He was in my wedding engagement party. He was there, showed up. I know John Wiley Price, and I want to invite John Wiley Price on my show at any point he wants to come. And John, look, it'll be fair, dude. We can do it in my studios, in the stations that I'm on, or one of the other stations that you want to suggest. Whatever be the case, they all know me. I can go to any of these stations. You and me, 2 chairs, microphone, and let's talk. Let's have a conversation. I welcome that. And I've said this over the last year or so, but, I haven't heard from in official capacity, John Wiley Price or his people. But I'll tell you, he is arrogant enough, and you know what I mean by this, John, to take me up on it. And I know that one time you will, and it may benefit you, John, to do that. You know, you got your federal trial in February. It may benefit you to come talk to me before or after that. You know, I'd rather talk to you in the studio than through a jail cell. So let's see if we can set that up. I want to talk on the personal side of John Wiley Price. And when I say personal side, I mean his propensity for violence. Him as an individual for violence. And it's well documented. Well documented over the years. Okay? First of all, well documented case. Now keep this in mind. This is a publicly elected official. John Wiley Price. He's the longest serving official in Dallas County. John Wiley Price. He's probably, at one point, was the most powerful man in Dallas County. And you know, I get all the time, like, are you afraid going up against John Wiley Price? He's, you know, he's whatever, you know. No, I'm not. I'm not afraid of the truth. And, you know, it is what it is. And I'm not afraid of the truth. And I, you know, I think that John and I on that level, we're going to be fine. Plus, I'm a fervent believer in the Second Amendment. But I want to talk about the violence. In my opinion, how he's prone to violence, John Wiley Price. Now, you know, and you know, the latest incident was him attacking former Mayor Pro Tem, my buddy, Mr. Caraway, in the studios of KHVN. Just attacked him in the studio. You know, he baited Mr. Caraway. You know, and I told Mr. Caraway, don't take that bait. That's, you know, whatever. But he did, and attacked him in the studio. But John Wiley Price has a history of this, a history of violent behavior. Did you know that he actually punched in the face Charles Rose, who was a justice of the peace? Didn't like what he said and punched a justice in the peace in the face. John Wiley Price. Now you're elected public official. It has nothing to do with the 109-page federal indictment for bribery, you know, and illegal influence of his office. No. He punched a justice of the peace, Charles Rose. Did you know it's a well-documented case that he didn't like what lawyer Christopher Lane said, and he slapped Christopher Lane? It's an attorney doing his job. Walked up and slapped the man, unprovoked. This is John Wiley Price. Hey, folks. Hey, black people of South Dallas. Hey, black folks. This is the one you continue to elect. This is the man you continue to accept a non-intellectual leadership from because he promises you free stuff, black people of South Dallas. This is the man, John Wiley Price, who physically, illegally removed a poll watcher on Election Day from a polling place, who legitimately should have been there watching a poll. John Wiley Price physically assaulted this man and removed him, or attempted to remove him, from the poll. Did you know that? People who vote time and time again for John Wiley Price, are you aware of this history of violence? Oh, and I'm not done, not by a long shot. Are you aware of this history of violence from John Wiley Price? You know, we've got the video of this, and we're going to roll this on the website, which is thecursedinitiative.com. But you remember him jumping on the front of the man's van, breaking off his windshield wiper? Do you remember this? Protesting in the middle of the street, the man's just driving by in the car. He jumped and kicked the man's van and broke off his windshield wiper. Do you remember this? Cussed the man out, called him racial slurs. So we've got John Wiley Price, history of violence, slapping a justice of the peace, punching a lawyer, Christopher Lane. Justice of the peace was Christopher Rose. Punching Christopher Lane, physically removing a poll watcher who could legally be there, physically removing that person, assaulting just a regular member of the community with words and busting up his windshield wiper on his vehicle. That is John Wiley Price. So black people of South Dallas, that's the man you continue to elect time and time again, John Wiley Price. But I'm not done. Did you know in 1972, John Wiley Price had a .22 caliber gun? 22 caliber. Yeah. And did you know that he shot that .22 caliber gun and he shot a man? Did you know that John Wiley Price, listen to me, black folks of South Dallas who continue to vote for this man, just listen to this. Maybe you didn't know this. Did you know that John Wiley Price was arrested for attempted murder in 1972? Did you know that he shot a man? And apparently, according to the police reports, he shot a man over a woman. They were fighting over some lady. He shot the man. Get this. He shot the man, ran through the gun out the window, and turned himself into the police and said the man shot him or tried to shoot him. Your county commissioner, black people of South Dallas, who you continue to elect time and time again, was arrested for attempted murder. It's sad. It's really sad. So much promise, so much hope, so much wasted time and efforts and money in the black community. So much wasted because of John Wiley Price. He is a predator, and he's a predator of the worst kind. He's a predator that comes and says that I'm part of you, I'm with you, I'm one of you. You know, I'm black. If you didn't know I was black, I got a little badge that says I'm black. That's what John Wiley Price is. He's black. We'll return with more of the Curtis Report in just a moment.